Hey everybody. Uh, Still here in Medora, still working the Medora Music Festival. It's a great time. I'm back in my dressing room. You can still see all the things where people sign. We talked about that the other night. I can tell you I have a couple professional musician friends. I messaged them. They said the musicians sign the walls of places they play, and no one has any idea how that tradition started. So that's pretty much got the answer I was expecting on that. I want to talk to you real quickly about a group of people that will come up to you after a show that I really don't like. Now, I try to be the nicest person in the world. I will talk to anybody after the show. I'll stand there and before I get to tell you who I don't like, there's a lot of comics that have people come to me and they have things they don't like that don't bother me. I'll give you some examples of some people that do things that don't bother me. The people that come up to you and say, "Nice show, I loved it, I thought you were funny," those people are great. Luckily, it happens a lot more now than it used to when I started. Those people are great. Thank you so much. I appreciate every compliment you give me and mean that sincerely. Then you have the people that come up and tell you they don't like you. And you know what? I don't mind that. It's fine. If you don't like what I'm saying, I get it. It's okay. This is not a joke. I had a kid last night who was about 13. Probably came up to me after the show, was like, "Hey, I didn't like your act. Your jokes aren't funny," and with more confidence than anything I've ever done in my life, slapped me on the shoulder and "Keep trying," and walks off. Keep trying? You're 13. How about you keep trying to make the middle school basketball team? How about you keep trying to let your mom and dad stay up past 9 o'clock? Keep trying. Keep trying to get to the car before I start throwing something at you. Anyway. But even that, I don't mind. If you want to come up and tell me, if you have to make a point to tell me you don't like me, don't care, doesn't bother me. You get like the weird backhanded compliments that people think are good, but they're really not, and a lot of comics don't like that. I don't mind those. I find some of those really funny. I was on a cruise ship one night, and you're doing shows every night, and a guy came up to me after the show, was like, "Hey, I thought you were really funny yesterday." Like, I was just on stage 4 minutes ago. He goes, "Yeah, you were really good last night." See, he thinks that's a compliment. It's kind of a backhanded slap. But whatever. It doesn't matter. People get my name wrong all the time. That bothers some comics. I don't mind that. As a matter of fact, I think that's hilarious. I kept everything that's ever been printed that has my name on. I've got a stack of stuff in my basement that has, like, my name's printed on. I've got a lot of Chris Thornsberry and Chuck Thornsberry, Chad Thornberry. Anything that's misspelled, I've had my face, my name put with other people's face put with my name. A lot of stuff doesn't bother me. I had a guy tell me the other day, he goes, "Oh, you're the comedian at the show." I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, I recognize your limp." What? How about you recognize a joke? Could you do that? But none of that bothers me. People that give me career advice don't bother me. I know comics that hate when people come up to me after a crowd or after a show and they give them career advice because it's the complete worthless, most useless thing. Stuff like, "Hey, you ever thought about getting on late night?" No. Never occurred to me in 20 years to get on late night where I could be seen by millions of people. "Oh, did you ever think about getting your own Netflix special?" No. "Oh, you mean the thing where you can put out a special and instantly make a lot of money and get a lot of fame?" No. It never occurred to me. Had no idea. I didn't even know there was a Netflix. I'm still trying to rent VHS at Blockbusters that don't exist anymore. A guy told me one time, he's like, "If you get a corporate sponsor, they'll pay for your tour, and that'll help." Yeah. I don't know who's going to sponsor Chad Thornsberry. I don't know anything about product placement. I don't know how to work things like into my act or into videos that, might help me. What am I supposed to do? It would be nice to have a corporate sponsor about something to go out on tour, but that hasn't happened. All that stuff doesn't bother me. Not 1%. You want to know the people that do bother me are the people that are weird. Quit coming up and saying just weird, random stuff. I don't mean like coming wouldn't give me like riddles and math problems and junk like that. There was a guy that came up to me and goes, hey, when I was at Medora, he comes up to me and he goes, enjoyed your show, thank you very much. And eventually, you know, you get to this radar where it's like, okay, this is about going to get kind of crazy, and like things start flipping in your head, like, okay, this is going to get a little odd. And he goes, so they put you up here? I was like, yeah, they got me staying in a pretty nice place. He goes, oh, really? Where? And he said, excuse me? He goes, where are you staying? And that kind of clicks. I'm like, oh, they just, you know, they put me in one of the places. And so I kind of deflect it so I don't have to answer it. And then he says this. He goes, oh, would you like to stay in my basement? And he's standing with his wife, and his wife's all for it. I'm like, no. No, I'm not. And I have to be nice, like, oh, no, it's okay. They got me a place. They expect me to stay there real long. I'm not staying in this dude's basement. What are you talking about? Why would you invite me to stay in your house? You've known me for 20 minutes. Maybe I'm the serial killer. You don't know that. But I'm not inviting you to my house. You're inviting me. Let me tell you something. I like Medora. It's fine. But I'm not going to wind up in somebody's crawl space for the next 30 years. Stay in your basement. I had a guy one night, I was like, hey, I used to have a joke about chocolate milk. And actually, it's not a bad joke now I think about it. I need to bring that back somehow. But anyway, he said, yeah, my mom made you some chocolate milk. Do you want me to go get it? No, I don't want milk that some woman I've never met before expects me to drink. And I asked him, and I know this is not the point, but I said, how did you get chocolate milk in the comedy club? He goes, oh, I don't have it in here. It's in my truck. Okay, this was like in June. So you had a thing of homemade chocolate milk in your truck for 3 hours, and you think I'm just going to take a big slug off that? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to wind up and like chained up to a wall in a well, Hannibal Lecter. And before somebody, I know Hannibal Lecter didn't have him chained to the wall. Buffalo Bill had him chained to the well, and the Hannibal Lecter was, I know the movie, but the Hannibal Lecter reference works better. So I love all you guys that talk to me after your shows and send me the messages. I try to reply to everybody I can, but just for you few people out there, let's reel it back in just a little bit. I love all you guys. Quit being weird. This is Jeff, signing off.